Jai Hind, dear students. Today we are moving to yet another chapter, Accounts from Incomplete Records. Accounts from Incomplete Records. You know very well about the double entry system of bookkeeping. Already, what we have learned up to this is the system of double entry where we are recording the transactions and details, accounting information using the accounting rules of debit and credit. You have to learn at another system which is known as single entry system, which is followed by some form of business organization. Welcome all of you to my new video related to single entry system or the accounts from incomplete records. Don't forget to watch the video up to the end to learn about the all details from this chapter. Kindly subscribe my channel for more videos, revision videos and previous year board exam question videos. So, what is incomplete records that you know very well? We are when we are following the rules of debit and credit and the double entry system, we will record each and every aspect of business transaction. But the incomplete records shows only relevant transaction which is very important for that business is recorded. That is why they will avoid. Some business people will avoid small amounts, transactions involving small amounts and unnecessary transaction, unimportant transactions they will never record. That is why the books of accounts are incomplete. Accounting records which are not strictly kept according to the double entry system are known as incomplete records. Normally, under this system, records of cash and personal accounts are maintained. Records of cash and personal accounts are maintained. Just take an example from your locality. Normally, the small retailers they will record only the transactions related to cash received and the person who have to give cash for that business. And when someone pays the cash it will be deducted like that. Only important amount of cash what we have to receive from the customers, it will be recorded. That is why the personal accounts and cash accounts are only recorded, and all other transactions they will avoid. While the information relating to asset, liability, expenses, revenues is partially recorded. Only partial information will be there in the books of accounts related to these transactions. Remember, it is also known as accounts from incomplete records is also known as single entry system of bookkeeping. Single entry system of bookkeeping means where the accounting informations are not complete. It's not possible to prepare the journal or ledger from complete journal or ledger from the available information, that is accounts from incomplete records. Remember the concept introduction part. What is single entry system? Already we have discussed. In double entry system, we are recording the transactions using the rules of debit and credit. The rules of debit and credit. But in single entry system, we are recording the transaction. We are recording the transaction without considering the rules of debit and credit. So, single entry system is used by small business firms that have just started their business. Single entry accounting system records only one side of every transaction. This happens because they use one entry to record every transaction. Therefore, single entry system does not use nominal and real accounts. It uses only personal account. It does not use or does not prepare any nominal or real account. It prepares only personal accounts. When we convert the single entry into double entry, at that time only we will prepare the nominal and real accounts. So please remember what is the concept of single entry system of record keeping. And definitely you have to remember the features of incomplete records. It is an unsystematic method of recording transaction because why it is unsystematic? It is not following the rules of debit and credit. It generally records for cash transaction and personal transactions are properly maintained. And there is no information regarding the revenue, gains, expenses, losses, assets and liabilities. So it is not possible to prepare the trading profit and loss account. It is not possible to prepare the trading profit and loss account to find out the profitability. It's not possible. Personal transaction of owners may also be recorded in the cash book. Actually, when we prepare the books of accounts, journal entry, everything, using the double entry system of bookkeeping, we are not considering any personal transaction. We are considering only the transaction of the firm. But in single entry, personal transaction of the owner of the firm, it may also recorded in the cash. And a different organization maintain records according to their own convenience and needs, and their account are not comparable due to lack of uniformity. There will be personal bias and personal agendas. That is why the informations given are not complete, and it is not possible to compare one company's performance with another company because they are not following common pattern of rules of debit and credit. And to ascertain the profit or loss or for obtaining any other information necessary, figures can be collected only from the original vouchers such as sales invoice, purchase invoice, etc. There is no journal entry or ledger, it is not prepared. It is not possible to prepare because the informations are not complete. Last one point, the profit or loss for the year cannot be ascertained under this system with a high degree of accuracy. Only an estimate of the profit earned or loss incurred can be made. They are recording only an estimated amount of all these things, not we are getting any original data. The balance sheet also may not reflect the complete and true position of assets and liability. It may also not reflect the complete and true position of assets and liability. We are not getting the actual profitability and actual financial position. It is not recorded in the incomplete records. So these are the features of incomplete records. Please remember. And keep in mind, what are the reasons of incompleteness? What are the reasons of incompleteness? This system can be adopted by people who do not have the proper knowledge of accounting principle. So, single entry system can be used or adopted by the business people who do not have proper awareness regarding the double entry system of accounting. And remember, it is an expensive mode of maintaining records. Single entry system is a expensive mode of, and why? Because it is involves cost, and the double entry system. If you are using double entry system, we have to spend a salary for the accountant, and we have to spend a lot of money as cost for maintaining books of accounts, everything. That is why the people are moving towards single entry. And time consumed in maintaining records is less as only a few books are maintained. In single entry, only few accounts are maintained and no need to prepare more accounts like the double entry system of books. And we can manage and maintain maximum effective time. And it is a convenient mode of maintaining records as the owner and may record only important transactions according to the need of the business. It is a convenient mode of maintaining records as the owner may record only important transaction. Unimportant transactions will not be there. Unimportant means in the point of view of that businessman, not in the point of view of any expert in the field of accounting, only in the point of view of the businessman. So that is why it is incomplete. And the limitation of these type of incomplete records are double entry system is not followed. So a trial balance cannot be prepared. And accuracy of the accounts cannot be ensured. First limitation. We are not able to prepare the trial balance from the incomplete records and not able to maintain the accuracy of accounts means we are not getting the valid data. That is accuracy. It is not possible to maintain. And another point, correct ascertainment and evaluation of financial result of business operation cannot be made. That is another thing. We are not able to evaluate the correct financial position of the firm. And analysis of profitability, liquidity, and the solvency of the business, it cannot be done. It is not possible. We are not getting the complete information, accounting information. That is why we are not able to calculate the accounting ratios also. So we are not able to find out what is the profitability, liquidity, and the solvency of the business. And another point, the owners face great difficulty in filing or filling an insurance claim with the insurance company in case of loss of inventory by fire or theft. It's not possible, and the owners of the business, they will face a lot. They are not able to file a claim against insurance company because the informations are not complete, and it becomes difficult to convince the income tax authority about the reliability of the computed income. They do not have any accounts or any relevant data, so it is not possible by the government. They are not able to convince the income tax authority related to the payment of income tax. So remember all these limitations. Then how we can find out the profit or loss from the incomplete records? That is the practical aspect area. We are moving to that regarding the preparation of statement of affairs of profit and loss, statement of affairs of balance sheet, all that things that will bring what is the actual, how we can move to the actual financial position of a business. My dear students, we have to remember about the preparation of one statement of affairs, which is used for the calculation of opening capital or closing capital. Because in these incompleted records, we are not able to find out the profit or loss with the support of trading profit and loss account. Only one way is there. For that, we have to find out opening capital and closing capital. The difference between opening capital and closing capital is profit or loss. One example I would like to explain. Suppose you are starting on vegetable shop today. In the morning, you have purchased around 50,000 for rupees 50,000 you have purchased vegetables, and till evening, up to evening, you sold all the vegetables you sold out, and when you calculate the amount of cash available after the selling of all these vegetables, you are checking what is the total amount available in your hand. Suppose you are getting 60,000, you utilized 50,000, means you purchased the vegetables for 50,000. When you calculate the total amount of capital at the end of the period, means maybe at the end of today, after selling all that vegetables, you have in your hand rupees 60,000. That means that is the closing capital. That includes your profit also. Can you find out what is the profit? Yes, the difference between 60,000 and 50,000. That is the amount of profit. And in these incompleted records, we are going to find out the profit and loss in that simple way. For that, we have to prepare a statement of affairs. We have to prepare statement of affairs. Just read this paragraph under this method. Statement of asset and liabilities as at the beginning and at the end of the relevant accounting period are prepared to ascertain the amount of change happened for the capital. So such a statement is known as statement of affairs, which shows the asset on one side and the liability on the other side. Like balance sheet, we are preparing the statement of affairs. And the balancing figure, it will be the amount of capital. You are going to learn by solving the problem. The statement of affairs is very important to find out the value. The balancing figure, it will be definitely in the liability side. The difference, we will give the name capital. It may be capital at the end of the year and beginning. If we are getting the beginning capital, opening capital in the question, then we have to find out only closing capital. For that, we have to use the statement of affairs. So this is the format of statement of affairs. We will record all the assets, land and building, machinery, furniture, stock, debtors, cash and bank, prepaid expenses, all that things in the asset side, and bills payable, creditors, outstanding expense in the liability side. When we find out the total asset and the difference between when we find out the difference between asset and liability, if the balance is appearing in the liability side, that is the positive value of capital. If the balance is, if the difference is appearing in the asset side, that is also a capital but negative balance of capital. That is also treated as capital but negative value of capital. So remember, using this statement of affairs, just like balance sheet, we are going to find out what is the amount of profit. And remember, for finding out the profit or loss, we have to prepare yet another statement, that is statement of profit and loss. Previous one we'll have learned, that is statement of affairs, which is prepared to find out the opening capital or closing capital. But this statement of profit and loss is prepared to find out the profitability of that organization. Once the amount of capital, both the beginning and closing capital is calculated, this statement of profit and loss is prepared to ascertain the exact amount of profit and loss calculated or originated during that year. The difference between opening and closing capital represents the amount of profit. It will be adjusted with some other items. Just look at this format. So this is the statement, the format of statement of profit and loss account. Not account, it is a statement. And it includes particular side and amount. In the particular side, capital at the end of the year is written first. Capital at the end of the year, when we calculate 60,000 closing capital minus opening capital, that is profit. So here, capital at the end of the year, closing capital is taken in the first, and any drawings during the year, it will be added. Any drawings during the year, it will be added. That will be added. And any additional capital brought by the owner, that will be deducted. So drawings, it will be added. Any additional capital introduced during the year, it will be deducted. Additional capital introduced during the year. Then we will get the adjusted capital at the end of the year. That is the amount adjusted capital at the end of the year. From that amount, we have to deduct the opening capital less opening capital or capital as at the beginning of the year. It may be calculated using the statement of affairs. So what are the items we have to deduct? We have to add drawings We have to deduct additional capital and opening capital. The amount, the difference amount, it will be profit and loss made during the year, either profit or loss during the year. So this is the statement of profit and loss which is prepared to find out profit from the incomplete records. From the incomplete records. Remember all that things. My dear students, we are going to solve one problem to learn about the preparation of statement of affairs. From the following information extracted from the records of Ms. Shedo, capital at the beginning of the year rupees 1 lakh 20,000. Remember opening capital. Capital at the end of the year 2 lakh. And capital brought in by the proprietor during the year. That means additional capital 50,000 and withdrawal by the proprietor. Withdrawal made by the owner. It will be added 30,000. We have to calculate the profit at the year end. So just one format is needed. The statement of profit and loss is prepared. There we are writing capital as on 31st March. The closing capital 2 lakh. We are adding the amount of drawings during the year. Amount is 30,000. Actually, we are coming in the reverse order, isn't it? Less additional capital introduced during the year, it will be deducted. That is why it is written in the bracket 50,000. That shows the negative figure which is deducted. Then we will get the adjusted capital at the end of 1,80,000. That means 2,30,000 minus 50,000, 1,80,000. Less capital at the beginning of the year 1,20,000. Capital at the beginning of the year 1,20,000. After deducting the opening capital, we will get the amount profit made during the year. Profit made during the year 60,000. Profit made during the year 60,000. So this is the way to calculate the profit and loss, profit or loss in the incomplete records of the organization. So another problem, it will clear your doubts and enrich your knowledge regarding the preparation of statement of affairs. From the following information, we have to prepare the statement to calculate the profit or loss. Opening capital is there 60,000. Drawings during the year 5,000. Capital added during the year 10,000. Closing capital 90,000. So from this information, from these four values, we have to find out whether the amount is profit or loss. Let us prepare the statement. Begin with the capital at the end 90,000. We have to add the amount of drawings 5,000 less additional capital introduced, it will be 10,000. That will bring the amount adjusted capital at the end of the year 85,000. 85,000. Then we have to deduct opening capital or capital at the beginning of the year 60,000. 60,000. So we will get the amount 25,000. So remember that 25,000 is the net profit for the year. I think it is the better way to find out the net profit, isn't it? While we are preparing the trading profit and loss account, we are struggling a lot to find out the value of net profit. But remember, this calculation is not complete. It is from the incomplete records. Moving to the third problem, here also Mayank does not keep a proper record of his business. He gives you the following information: opening capital 1 lakh, closing capital 1,25,000, drawings during the year 30,000, capital added during the year, that is additional capital 37,500. So it's very simple. Here also we are drawing the amounts. We are showing the amounts. Capital at the end of the year, it is 1,25,000. Add drawings amount, it will be 30,000 less additional capital introduced 37,500. Then we will get the adjusted capital 1,17,500. Then we will deduct the opening capital or capital at the beginning of the year. This will bring the amount of profit during the year 17,500. 17,500. So my dear students, in this way we have to find out the amount of profit from the incomplete records. So remember, it's very simple to calculate, and remember the format, what are the items we will add and deduct. It's very important. If the information related to opening capital or closing capital is not given, then we have to prepare the statement of affairs. It is just like a balance sheet which is prepared to find out the balancing figure as the amount of capital. So from this problem, we are going to learn the preparation of statement of affairs and the calculation of amount of profit or loss. So just read the question. Mr. Mehta started his ready-made garment business on April 1st, 2016 with a capital of 50,000. So my dear students, that indicates the opening capital is given. Opening capital is 50,000. He didn't maintain his books according to the double entry system. During the year, he introduced a fresh capital 15,000, additional capital amount 15,000. He withdraw rupees 10,000. Amount of drawing is rupees 10,000 for the personal use. On 31st March 2017, so remember it is the closing date, his assets and liabilities are as follows. Creditors are there, rupees 90,000. Debtors is their asset 1,25,600. Stock asset 24,750. Cash at bank amount 24,980. So my dear student, this information is given only to find out the value of closing capital. Actually, in this question, the amount of closing capital is not given. So what we have to do? We have to find out the amount of closing capital. Find out the amount of closing capital through the preparation of statement of affairs. So first of all, we have to record the creditors rupees 90,000 in the liability side, and all other assets, debtors 1,25,600, cash at bank rupees 24,980, and stock amount 24,750. Finding the total, it will be 1,75,330. We are deducting this 90,000 from 1,75,000 and 330. We will get the balancing figure. The difference, it will be capital. At the end of the year, amount will be 85,330. So my dear students, this is the way we have to find out the missing figure. If it is not given, because in this question, the closing capital is not given. So what we have to do? We have to find out the amount of closing capital. We have to find out the amount of closing capital by adjusting the amount of the items of assets and liability. So 85,330 is the amount of closing capital. Then we have to prepare the statement of profit and loss. So capital as on 31st March 2017, the closing capital 85,330. Drawings during the year, it will be added. Drawings during the year, it is given in the question 10,000, and we have to deduct the additional capital introduced during the year, fresh capital 15,000. After that deduction, we will get the adjusted capital at the end of the year. Amount will be 80,330. From that value, we are deducting the opening capital rupees 50,000. Opening capital at the beginning of the year will be deducted 50,000. Then we will get the amount of profit rupees 30,330. 30,330. So remember, moving to the next problem. Krishnan started his business on 1st April 2018 with a capital of rupees 1 lakh. So here also opening capital is given, and on 31st March 2019, the assets were cash 3,200, stock, the stock is there 34,800. Debtors amount it is 31,000, and the planned amount it will be 85,000. He owed rupees 12,000 to sundry creditors and 10,000 to his brother. That also we have to take into account. He withdraw rupees 2,000 per month. Per month. Actually, we are preparing for the whole year. So, we have to find out the amount of closing capital. We have to find out the amount of closing capital. So, cash, all the items of closing value, cash is recorded 3,200. Stock is there 34,800. Debtors amount 31,000. Planned amount 85,000. Creditors amount 12,000. Brothers loan 10,000. So after recording this, we are finding the total highest value will come in the asset side on like 54,000. And when we deduct this 12,000 and 10,000, 22,000, we will get the difference on like 32,000 as the capital, the closing value or closing capital at the end of the year on like 32,000. From that, we have to prepare the statement of profit or loss. Remember, it will begin with the capital at the end of the year on like 32,000. And drawings. Here, remember, the drawings is given per month. Actually, we have to calculate it for the whole year. When we calculate the amount of drawings for the whole year, we have to multiply it with the 12. So, 2,000 into 12, 24,000 will be shown in the amount column. And we have to deduct the amount of capital at the beginning of the year, 1 lakh. Then we will get the profit made during the year, it will be 56,000. 56,000. Remember the method of doing the preparation of statement of affairs and the preparation of statement for the calculation of profit or loss. And moving to yet another problem, Ram Prasad keeps his books in a single entry system from them, and the particulars applied, the following information were gathered together on the 31st March 2019. Book debt means debtors. Book debt means debtors 10,000, cash in hand 510, stock in trade 6,000, and furniture fittings 1,200, trade creditors 4,000, bank overdraft liability 1,000. Ram Prasad stated that he started business on 1st April 2018 with a cash of rupees 6,000 paid into bank, but stocks valued rupees 4,000. During the year, the estimated drawings were 2,400. We have to prepare the statement showing the profit and loss after writing off of 10% depreciation. After writing off of 10% depreciation on the furniture and fittings. 10% depreciation on the furniture and fittings. So remember, we have to be very careful here. What we have to do first? We have to prepare the opening statement of affairs. Opening statement of affairs is needed to find out the value of opening capital. So we will start with the amount of details like given in the last section. Cash rupees 6,000, stock 4,000. That with that value we are preparing the opening statement of affairs. Just look at the date. Statement of affairs on April 1st, 2018. So bank amount 6,000, stock amount 4,000, total amount is 10,000 because it is prepared to find out the opening value of capital. Opening value of capital rupees 10,000 is the amount of capital. Remember, we have to prepare two statement of affairs here. It is the first statement of affairs which is used to find out the value of capital at the beginning of the year. And another one is the preparation of statement of affairs at the end of the year. Through that, we are going to calculate the amount of closing capital. and we are taking the items at the end of the year. Book debtors 10,000, cash in hand amount of 510, stock rupees 6,000, furniture and fittings amount 1,200. But we have to consider the depreciation also. It is given in the question plus 10% depreciation 120. So final amount of furniture will be 1,080. Total amount 17,590. And in the liability side, two items are there in the question. Creditors 4,000, bank overdraft it will be 1,000. After deducting that 5,000 from 17,590, we will get the capital at the end of the year. Capital at the end of the year 12,590. So after this, we have to prepare the statement of profit and loss. So this is the maximum complex problem you can ask from this area. So statement of affairs account debtor. In that statement of profit and loss account, we have to write the capital at the end of the year, which is calculated from the second statement of affairs, 12,590. Add drawings. We are adding the drawings 2,400 less capital as on opening capital amount 10,000. So 14,990 minus 10,000 profit made during the year, we will get 4,990. 4,990. So this is the way to prepare the whole items related to incomplete records. And in the next section, next video lesson, we will learn about the preparation of trading profit and loss account and some other important personal accounts. For the calculation of profit and loss, by converting the single entry into double entry, last section of this chapter. Don't forget to do maximum problems at home as homework and prepare the maximum notes by copying and working out the illustrations from the textbook also. Thank you for watching this video in full. Thank you for the day. Have a nice day. Bye.